Everyone, looks like we are ready.
Just made it clear.
We're ready to go. Alderman Davis, Alderman Lee, good to see y'all. Y'all ready?
Yeah. Do you have a motion? No, from your, gave it to you. That's okay. I'll add it.
Okay. I don't know what he did with it. All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's a pleasure to call this meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for the City of Natchez to order. If you would, please join with me in a word of prayer to be followed by our pledge. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for taking care of our city and our area in the midst of during these storms. And Father, we thank you for the beautiful sunshine we're enjoying right now. Father, I especially pray for all of those who have been affected and also our first responders who have been out even early this morning to just help keep us safe and keep our roads passable. Father, we also pray that whoever this is that is out possibly in our area that has escaped from the New Orleans area, we just pray that he will be apprehended soon. And we pray that all will be well for our law enforcement officers and for our citizens. Father, knowing that no weapon formed against our community can prosper. Father, now we just pray that we'll have a good meeting tonight, that you will be in our midst, and all that we do, all that we say, all that we decide will be in keeping with your will and within your love for us and our love for one another. Now be with us. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let us now repeat together our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. We will ask the clerk to administer the roll call.
How you doing?
Good evening. Alderwoman Hall. Here. Alderman Frazier.
Here.
Alderwoman Smith. Here. Alderwoman Irvin. Here. Alderman Davis.
Here.
And Alderman Maroney.
Here.
All of here in council, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. We then will now have approval of minutes, Madam Clerk.
Yes, it's for approval of the May 13th, 2025 regular board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
Yes, we needed to add the word pool under city business, where a motion was made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis, to approve the opening of the Natchez Adams County, insert the word pool, on May 25th.
Thank you for that. Is that noted,
Yes.
Madam Clerk? All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Do we have any other discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Our next item is a public hearing on adjudicated properties. I'm going to at this time introduce Commander Lee Best, who is the city's code enforcement officer. At this time, I will entertain a motion to go into a public hearing.
So moved.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Commander Best, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening.
Good evening.
Board, staff. I just want to start by saying thank you to everyone with the board and both chiefs, all the department heads and directors. I've asked everyone a million questions the last 6 months, and everyone has been very helpful and very welcoming. We have here the Title 21. Code enforcement in Mississippi is governed by Title 21. The determination that property or parcel of land is menace, authorized municipal employee may make the determination that property or parcel of land is menace under certain circumstances. Notification to property owner, hearing, cleaning private property, cost and penalty as assessment against property or appeal. Code Enforcement Division has established a procedure based on the statute and advice of Butler Snow. Just an update, our division has created a case logbook to help manage some of these reports. We have responded to over 100 reports so far this year. We have an activity log to help manage officers' productivity. And on to our first property. This is 1213 Daisy Street in Natchez. It's owned by Dan and Bessie Vicks. Here's a copy of the procedure that we followed. We sent a warning letter with a deadline to clean up. Once that deadline expired, we rechecked the property with no change. On May 9th, the public hearing notice was mailed. On the 9th, it was posted at City Hall and on 1213 Daisy Street. I spoke to Dan Vicks Jr., who is the executor to the property. Mr. Vicks said that they inherited the property from their parents who are deceased. They cannot afford or make no plans to upkeep the property, have not paid the taxes, and the property is to go to public auction in August of this year. On Friday, I executed an administrative search warrant to go onto the property and take pictures, signed by a judge and returned. These are the pictures from that search warrant. See, I left a copy of the search warrant in the mailbox. The second picture is the backyard. The third picture is the front porch. And this is inside the residence. You can see the floors are caved in as well as the ceiling and the roof and where we entered the residence. We have a second property, 1226 Daisy Street. Here's a picture from public view. Two more pictures from the public roadway. 1226 is owned by James Turner. We followed the same procedure here and also executed an administrative search warrant on Friday. See, I left a copy of the search warrant on the property, and the second and third pictures are from inside, as well as the last photographs here. Mr. Turner did reach out to Alderwoman Hall today and said his family would be coming in to obtain a permit to demolish the property and asked for 30 more days. But we do ask for the board to adjudicate 1213 Daisy Street.
All right.
I have the resolution here when you're ready.
All right. We generally will do that after the public hearing. Are these all of the properties that are on the adjudication list for tonight?
They are.
Okay. Do we have anyone representing a member of the public that would like to speak on behalf of the properties that have been discussed? Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman?
as Commander Best stated, Mr. Turner did reach out to me and stated he could not be here tonight. He's out of town. And did state, as Commander Best stated, that his family will be taking care of that property.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Mr.
And he
Vicks
did ask
Jr.
for
did
30
reach
days.
out too. So Mr. Vicks Jr. is on the 1213 property.
Okay. All right. I will, so that we can take action, I will at this time ask for a motion to adjourn the public hearing and return to our regular
So
meeting?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
I just wanted clarity for Mr. Fix. You reached out, you said that he did not, that's the reason why he's not here this afternoon. He did not respond. Is that what I heard you say? I just
No.
want clarity.
Mr. and Mrs. Vicks are deceased. The executor, Dan
The
Vicks
son.
Jr., did reach out and said he's the executor.
Okay, that's,
They're letting the house go back. They have not paid the taxes for 3 consecutive years, and it's due to go to tax sale in August.
okay. Just wanted clarity.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Alderman Frazier.
Oh, he answered. I was gonna ask him, I thought the taxi to go back. But he answered the question.
All right, thank
Mr.
you.
Vic, this is not the first time this came about.
No, sir. This
Okay.
property was
This the third
adjudicated.
time, but third,
It was
fourth time.
adjudicated in 2023 for grass and weeds.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Alderwoman Irving.
I just want to say that there were other properties, but these were just the two because I had reached out to you and discussed it.
Yes, ma'am. We have quite a few more properties that are in the process. And the community, like I said, we've responded to over 100 complaints so far, and the community has been extremely cooperative at trying to move forward, and they want to do the right thing, but money is tight in some areas, equipment fails, health fails, and some people just didn't plan to inherit these problems. And
Absolutely.
we're trying to work with them as best we can, and we'll have some more come up.
Mr. Mayor, it's one other thing I would like to say.
Yes.
I would just like to thank you, Mr. Best, because to see how organized this has been, you have the procedure, your case log book, activity log, that's important. So that way we can track what's actually going on and you're keeping us informed.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say thank you for the structure because
Thank
that
you.
is very structured. Very good way of carrying it out so that we can keep a log. This is the first time I've seen this. So I just want to give you kudos for
Yes, ma'am.
the
Thank you.
organization.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman. I would like to call the
Call the
question on the
question.
motion. All right. We will then proceed to a vote. This is the motion to adjourn the public hearing and go back into our regular meeting. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjudicate the property located at 1213 Daisy Street. And there is wording for the motion that needs to be read. We will ask Commander if you will read the wording, and then I will look to Alderwoman Hall for the motion.
Resolution adjudicating nuisance properties in the city of Natchez, Mississippi. Whereas the charter of the city of Natchez, Mississippi provides powers to the mayor and board of aldermen generally to ensure property is clean and maintained and to ensure the health, safety, and welfare. And whereas the mayor and board of aldermen, as authorized by state law and by section 42-81B of the Natchez City Code, following the provisions of the notice required by section 21-19-11 of Mississippi Code of 1972 as amended, held a public hearing on today at 6 p.m. at 115 South Pearl Street, Natchez, Mississippi, in the council chamber building to determine if the property herein described is in such a state of uncleanliness as to be a menace to public health, safety, and welfare of the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen and regular council convened that pursuant to the aforesaid section 21-19-11 Mississippi Code 1972 as amended, the condition of the following properties was considered at a duly noticed public hearing. The mayor and board of aldermen determined that one of the following conditions exists on the property: grass and weed over 12 inches in height, failure to maintain exterior of building, vehicles parked beyond 72 hours, dangerous or dilapidated structures, offensive accumulations, screening unsightly items. Pursuant to the report of the investigating code enforcement officer, the conditions on the property are in violation of section 301.3 and section 302.4 of the 2009 International Property Maintenance Code, adopted by reference in section 5.9.2 of the Development Code of the City of Natchez, Mississippi. 1213 Daisy Street, dilapidated and offensive accumulations, the public interest and necessity requiring same, this resolution shall become effective upon passage. The above and foregoing resolution, after having been first reduced to writing and was introduced by Alderperson, seconded by second Alderperson, and was adopted by following to wit the rest of the governing board.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I make the motion that 1213 Daisy Street dilapidated structure offensive accumulation be adjudicated as stated in the resolution per Commander Best.
Second.
A motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Frazier. Discussion. I do have one question. Our next step will be to get quotes, bids for the demolition of this property. I would like to make sure that we follow through with that as soon as possible,
Yes,
as
sir.
soon as legally possible, working with the city attorney to make sure that we do everything correctly. Any further discussion on the motion?
Yes. Mr.
Yes,
Mayor.
Alderwoman
So will
Irving.
there be bids for the demolition process?
We will actually get quotes,
Mhm.
and based on those quotes, we may not have to go through a bidding process since it's only one property.
Okay,
But I would want us to get at least 2 quotes. Okay? Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderwoman.
what is the responsibility of this family?
It will then be, the cost will be put on the taxes. And then at the time that it is sold, that will be a part of the tax
Thank you.
sale. That is my understanding.
Yes, sir.
That was the record.
And we
Thank
need
you.
to make sure that's done immediately upon the demolition being achieved.
Thank you.
One more question. As you
Alderman
stated
Frazier?
that he wasn't gonna pay the taxes, am I correct?
Yes,
He
sir.
no longer want to do the
Yes,
property.
sir.
So therefore, it look like we should take some kind of legal action to getting the property put over. If we're gonna clean it up, look like we need to take some kind of legal action on getting it put on the city road or either selling to someone in the neighborhood. Can we do that?
Well, it actually will go on the taxes, and then anyone purchasing the home for taxes would have to pay those taxes.
What I'm saying is that we're gonna go on the property and clean up. So we're not gonna tear the house down.
No, we're gonna tear it down.
Okay, we tear it down. Once we tear it down, look like it should be our responsibility.
We will pay, we will pay the demolition cost,
We're gonna pay the
and
demolition
then we will
cost.
recoup that cost upon the tax sale.
Okay, once, okay.
Because it will become a part of those
It
taxes.
will go up for
And
sale.
then if the taxes are not paid, it eventually will come to the city. It will. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion? We'll
Call the
call for the
question.
question. We'll proceed to a vote. I will need to take a roll call vote on this one. Alderwoman Hall,
Aye.
Alderman Frazier,
Aye.
Alderwoman Smith,
Aye.
Alderwoman Irving,
aye.
Alderman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
The ayes have it, motion carries. Commander Best, thank you so much.
you, Mayor.
And our new officer, Jose, remind us the officer's last name.
Vasquez.
Thank you, Officer Vasquez. I know I've only met you within the last month. We appreciate you, and we're glad
And
to
a
have
brand
you in
new
the city.
father.
Who is he?
A brand new father. Congratulations, Officer Vasquez. That's wonderful.
Well, would you have him introduce himself? Because we haven't
Certainly,
seen him as a
Officer
whole.
Vasquez, if you could introduce yourself to the alderpersons as our new officer in code enforcement.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you all for allowing me to introduce myself. It's been an honor, and I've really enjoyed my working here so far. And my name is Jose Vasquez, and I'm the new code enforcement officer working under Commander Best.
And the Miss Lou is your home,
Yes,
and I think
Yes.
you've lived here a number of years.
yes, sir. Yes.
Well, we're so grateful to have your
How
service
long has it been?
and to have 2 police officers now managing full-time our code enforcement operation is a real step forward for Natchez.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. With that, we will now go to city business, and we are considering a taxi ride share car service. And I'm going to introduce Kelly Bailey and,
Excuse me.
and invite Mr. Bailey to approach. I'm sorry,
Visitors.
we don't have any visitors.
Mr.
Wait,
Mr.
we,
James.
I tell you what, I was going to get around to him once we got these, because I have a couple that weren't on the agenda, but I did want to recognize. But we'll do that. I'll tell you what, if you don't mind, Mr. Bailey, if you'll just give us just a moment. Alderman Davis, if you'll make the introduction.
The president of the school board, name was James. He came to talk to the mayor and the board of Aldermen. Tell him how much he appreciates us for
We will
appointing him
need
back as
to have a
president.
motion to allow Mr. James to
So
address the
moved.
board.
Second.
Motion made by Alderwoman Irving, seconded by Alderman Davis.
Mhm.
We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. James, you now have the floor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was just coming by just to thank you, each one of you all, for being reappointed to the school board. And I just want you to know that if anything that you all need, I'll be glad to come in and, I don't talk to that, but I'll be glad to come in and talk to you, any concerns that you have. We are, as of right now, we have a couple financial things that we're going through this book with our preschool and as of last year too, so we're trying to patch things up together. I think we got like a $2.8 million budget deficit right there this year. So we're gonna continue to do what we have to do to try to educate these kids. And if there's anything you all need, please call me. I'll be glad to come and bring my superintendent with me, the board, whoever. Just call. I just say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr.
James.
James, thank you for serving.
Alderwoman Irving.
Thank you, Mr. James, for serving.
Okay.
And thank you for your dedication and your commitment to our school district and our children in this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
I
much.
want to say thank you for your service to our country.
Oh, yeah.
Being a veteran and being someone who not only is a leader, but also a role model in our school system. Mr. James, also, it was my pleasure, along with Alderwoman Irving, to be there at the graduation ceremonies Friday night, and it was fantastic.
You was hot.
It really was.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, when I say fantastic, Mr. Mayor, could I say, because this is part of my report, but I do want to just acknowledge it. It's great for all the seniors to graduate, but it was so awesome to witness that 44 students at NECA, all, not 22 of them, all 42 of them
All
received their, 44 received their AD degree, and that was just so awesome. That was so awesome, and that's what we want. That's what we need. This is the progress that has been made, and that's all due to everyone that make up this Natchez Adams County School District, the success of those students. So I just say thank you.
Yes. Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. James, I think you're aware that the, Mrs. Gaines, Sherry Gaines, you have a couple of Gaines teachers in the school district, but Mrs. Sherry Gaines' kindergarten class came, and quite impressive. And she mentioned several of those children already at second and third grade level,
Right.
or above second and third grade level
And that's
in kindergarten.
the funding that we just got cut for those kids that's at that level. So we got to find some funds from somewhere.
For
to
the
put
kindergarten
back.
level?
Kindergarten, preschool, all of those. That was Head Start, because we started some of our own Head Start, because the Head Start system had kind of died down, so we started Head Start ourselves. So those are the funding that have been cut. So now we have to find funding from somewhere else. Even the lunch program, like I say, wherever we pay for food, it's now, you don't get reimbursed the same back. We may pay $3 for something, they give us $1 back. Everybody was 100% free lunch last year. It's not 100% anymore. Every child have to pay now. So it's a lot of things you have to deal with now.
It's a real challenge. It is.
But with prayers, God is going to work it out. And that I do believe in. God is going to work that out where all our kids will be.
And like I said, anytime you all want to know exactly what's going on, I come in with my superintendent, we can sit around, we talk, and let you know exactly what's going on, what we're going through, what's good, what's not so good. We can take some time and do that. I don't have a problem.
Well, if I may just say
Yes,
one thing, Mr. Mayor, our superintendent has done a great job because she's actually, when you all are having the school board meetings, it's been on Facebook. I've seen articles in the newspaper, even pertaining to the cuts with the kindergarten. And so she said about the $2.8 million deficit, it's real. And she's been very upfront with it so that the public can be aware of what's actually going on. So I'm grateful for that because that's transparency, bringing it forward. So we know what we're dealing with our community as well. And to add to the kindergarten, I think that's over the nation that you're dealing with that in every state.
Yeah.
And so we just have to do the best that we can.
We do. Mr. James, I actually have a couple items I was going to share during my report that I'd like to share right now since you're here. The first one is we had a very good meeting, as you know, last week with Ms. McDonald, Mr. Fields, Tawana Williams, and myself to discuss our partnership on workforce development. We are so grateful that the school has been from day one a great partner, and the city has been successful and working through this partnership and getting over $1 million in grants for our workforce development. We now have not only just phase 1, phase 2, but we'll soon be having phase 3 and phase 4 and having a full-fledged electrical program in Natchez. We will also be having carpentry, we'll also be having plumbing, and we're working also on more ideas for CDL. We have our coding academy now, and we're actually running out of space for these new programs. So we are excited that the school board is discussing this in the very near future, and then it will come back to this board for more discussion. And I think working together, we're going to solve that problem in time for the programs to start in September. And so thank you for that.
Okay, and like I say, even that, the north side over there, they help out a lot with the young kids as far as the tutoring and all those preschool and stuff. They got a program going on over there. You get a chance, just go through there and ask some questions. Miss Bell and Miss Frazier over there.
Yes.
Give her those two. They could make you excited for going over.
I saw Ms. Bell at the graduation. Also, I want to mention this. We had another meeting with Ms. McDonald and Mr. Fields this morning over in our conference room, and Alderwoman Smith participated in the meeting, and Mr. Sam Fields, who's right behind you there. Mr. Sam, for almost 20 years, was a crossing guard for the city of Natchez and the Natchez Adams School District, helping keep everyone safe at McLaurin. It was in September of 2023 that Mr. Fields was actually hit by a vehicle while in duty there in the afternoon. And we are so grateful that Mr. Sam, you are okay. But also, Mr. Sam has brought to us a recommendation that we think is a very good recommendation. And I'm going to recognize now Alderwoman Smith, who is the chair of our police committee, to discuss that in more detail. And thanks to Mr. Sam Fields, we're about to make a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just in response to new and additional community concern regarding student safety, crossing guard safety, existing traffic patterns, in order to determine if additional safety measures may be warranted, I move that the Board of Aldermen formally request the Mississippi Department of Transportation to conduct a comprehensive safety evaluation of school crossing located at McLaurin School on Sergeant Prentice Drive, which is a state-maintained roadway.
Second. Thank you. The motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall and seconded by Alderman Maroney. Alderwoman Smith, while we're in discussion, we're going to move this along very quickly. I would like to have an answer from MDOT so we could put some measures in place before the school starts in August. Alderwoman Hall?
Mr. Mayor, I think Alderwoman Smith made that motion.
Well, she was presenting it and she asked,
That's for the motion.
she did make the motion.
Yeah, I moved.
We're going to correct the record then. Alderwoman Smith has made the motion, Madam Clerk, and Alderwoman Hall has seconded, and Alderman Maroney has made a third. And we can have a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth in a moment when we take a vote. It's really, though, important. Alderwoman Smith, you've said it so well. There is a need for us to have a new awareness of safety. In fact, we did a study in this very location just a few months ago and found that a vast majority of motorists are daily exceeding that speed limit, some in excess of 15, 20 miles an hour, some in excess of 40 miles an hour, going 80 or 90 in the school zone with the lights flashing. So we got to do something. Alderwoman Irving?
Would I be asking too much, because I know Cathedral has experienced that same situation and Holy Family School that has as well? Would I be asking too much to include them in the study?
Actually, this is only for the MDOT
Okay,
controlled roadway at Sergeant Prentice.
okay.
I would say that things have improved, as we understand, at both Cathedral and Holy Family. But if we do have issues, we're happy to meet with
Have
them
you
and
ever spoke with them
discuss.
before the end of this school year, Holy Family?
We have not, they have not reached out.
That's why I
Happy
just,
to meet with them.
okay,
There's
all right.
not a guard at home.
We
It's
can
not a
make,
guard, but I was in reference to slowing down the traffic.
we're certainly open to any
Okay.
meeting that Alderwoman, as being that that is in your ward, if you would like to initiate that meeting soon, we'll be
Okay,
happy to have
okay.
that meeting.
All right, thank you.
I'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. We will reach out tomorrow to MDOT to get that process started. Whether it will be a new traffic signal, a new traffic pattern, we will wait to see. But I want to thank Sam Fields for bringing that to our attention. I'm trying to find Mr. Fields. I can't really.
He's right here.
I
He's on
see.
the side of the pole.
There he is. Thank you, Mr. Fields. I want to give you a hand for your service.
I'm not talking about a full red light.
Yes,
I'm just talking about one light, red, and you got them all through the city.
yes.
I know this.
Mr. Fields, we need you at the mic.
Mr. Fields, if you would like to come to the microphone, we've already passed the motion.
Mr. James.
But I will invite a motion to allow Mr. Fields to speak.
So
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. All in favor of the motion, indicate by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Mr. Fields, you have the floor.
I'm not talking about a full red light.
Yes.
All I want is one light, and when it buzzes and the cars get ready to come out there, you push the button, light turn red, you get more traffic stops like that.
Yes,
Because people coming through there, they be flying.
that's right.
And I think I had y'all under the impression I was talking about a full red light. And I saw, but it's just one light, and if you turn it on when you need the traffic stop,
Yes.
and turn it off when the traffic flowing that way.
We will certainly have that discussion with MDOT. Of course, whatever they come back will be according to national standards. You never know exactly what those standards will be, but we are going to bring it to their attention immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. Appreciate you so much.
Mr. James.
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
Mr. James, I kept looking at our AV person. I didn't know if you needed the mic, and he said that they could hear you though.
Okay, all right, thank you. Mr. James, thank you again.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mr. James.
And thank you, Alderman Davis.
You're welcome.
We now will go back to our agenda. Ms. Bailey, thank you for your patience. You are now recognized to discuss your taxi rideshare card service application. Certainly. We will need you, if you could, to, we already have your information. If we could introduce the name of your partner as well.
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Mayor and the Board of Aldermen for even allowing, for allowing us to come up and present to you. The name of my business is D&K Transportation. D&K Transpol LLC, doing business as D&K Transportation. And this is my partner, Diana Pollard.
Excuse me, can you speak into the mic?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So me and Diana, we was going around town and we were seeing that it was like a need for transportation. We know they have like the transit system, which is more basically we look at it like it's for just medical, going to different stores, picking up, and that you got to call like a couple days in advance to get a pickup. We know other, because we've taken other rides with other transportation services, and we were just seeing that Natchez, Mississippi, Adams County itself is in a need for more transportation to, just to be able to give people rides to work, to medical. I talked to one of the medical personnel at Merritt, I believe, or it is the urgent care, and a lot of the people that doesn't have the insurance to get the the transportation to pick them up, they miss a lot of their appointments. And she was saying that's what she was hearing a lot, that, oh, I didn't have a ride. So we just feel like it's a need to have another transportation service here. And we just want to help the community out with that so that, you can have more and more transport, for whatever it is. Just going to the store, medical, someone needs to go to Jackson, to New Orleans to catch an airplane, to be at the airport. We just want to be able to assist and be some service to the community by allowing another, if you guys will, for another transportation business.
Mr. Bailey, is definitely needed. And we thank you for stepping up and willing to open a business and to provide a service.
Yes.
At this time, Mr. Attorney, I'm looking, I see nothing but clean records, all the documentation in place. Can we, as a city at this time, ask the Board of Aldermen to go ahead and approve the application?
Yes, excuse me, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, yes, Alderman Frazier?
Before we get any further, we as a board, I think we need to look at that application. I haven't seen anything.
You have it?
It's in your
It's in
packet.
your packet.
Well, excuse me.
It's in your packet.
It's in your packet.
Here, I'll pass
But I did have
this
a
one
question.
down. And,
Yes,
we
sir.
certainly,
Motion.
I would say we
Yeah,
have to have a
motion.
motion before we
Okay.
can have discussion.
Okay.
And I'm asking the attorney if a motion at this time is in order.
The motion would be in order, Mr. Mayor, contingent upon proof of insurance, liability, and comprehensive insurance.
Okay, all right. At that time, I will entertain that motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. We'll now have discussion. Alderwoman Hall?
Mr. Bailey and Ms. Pollard, I do see that the Secretary of State has given you a certificate to proceed with this.
Yes,
But I
ma'am.
also noticed that, Mr. Bailey, your license expires today.
No, I got it. Just today is my birthday, but I went and got it redone. I have it with me.
Okay, so our planning department needs to have that on file because what we have now
Yes, ma'am.
is that you received it last month.
My wallet was lost, so I had to go back and do everything over again.
Okay.
And so, yes, today is my birthday, but
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. So I went and I got it renewed and everything already.
Do you have it with you?
Yes.
If you would, just please let the city attorney verify for the minutes that you presented a valid driver's license.
And then it has
That
to
is
go
currently
with a
effective.
star on it because now, as of May 1st, they have to have the little star. Yeah. Are you aware of
The
that?
city attorney.
Yeah.
What does the star represent?
It's a real ID.
Real ID.
Legal ID.
You want to fly?
You to travel and everything, you gotta have it.
Mr. Mayor, this is a standard driver's license. In my opinion, Mr. Bailey is gonna have to upgrade to a commercial or chauffeur's license in order to operate a taxi cab. But we'll need a copy of this for
Okay.
the minutes to attach to this meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I'm still having-
It will be contingent upon that license being presented to the city attorney.
And proof of insurance.
Alderwoman Hall?
Yes, and the same for Ms. Pollard.
Yes.
You only have a regular operator's license as well.
Right.
All right.
Also, Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Frazier?
I don't see it here. Also, I need a background check.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a background check done yet?
Oh,
I need a background check. In
Yes,
order
sir.
for you to get an application, you got to have a background check from the next police department or whoever gonna do it. You need a background check to go with it. Either we can't even go no further than where we at now.
oh, sir.
On both parties, not just you. Whoever gonna drive your cab, you participate, they need a background check done.
Is
That's true.
that part of the?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, that's part of it.
That's what we've done in the
I'll tell you
past. Everyone has had to. And the other thing, Mr. Mayor, and I didn't hear again,
Yes.
I heard liability. So I didn't see anything with insurance in the packet.
I didn't either.
So that's what I was
We-
going to inquire about.
We
He
have
said he didn't
full,
see any.
yeah, we have full
I
coverage.
think so.
We
Okay.
just brought, we
We
just
did
did.
say that would be
Beforehand.
contingent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would like Alderwoman Hall, if you could please add to your motion a contingency that these items discussed, the background check, the chauffeur's license, and the proof of insurance be satisfied by presentation to the attorney. That would be, your motion would be contingent on those three conditions being met.
Miss,
Mr. Mayor, I did not recall us getting a background check on
Yeah,
it.
that is-
We have.
It came through.
Yeah, no
We
one
have.
told us. We went to the
We have.
Manchester
Now,
Police
everyone that
Department.
has been to us, we have in the
Let's
past.
just ask our chief of police, to your knowledge, do we do background checks on individuals operating taxi service? If you could please come to the podium,
I'm only gonna do what Mr. Attorney has recommended.
okay?
That's fine.
We had not in the past, but we'd be happy to do them.
Okay, all
So
right.
if you
Mr.
wanted,
Attorney,
okay,
We,
just come back by and we'll get your background check done.
We can say contingent upon that if it is required by city ordinance, and we'll ask the attorney to verify that.
We'll do that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay,
Mr. Attorney.
all right.
I still have a
Alderman.
question. Mr. Attorney.
Yes, Alderwoman
Well,
Hall?
you're asking for liability and comprehensive insurance before
Yes.
this couple can operate that. I will amend my motion to add those two conditions, that you have liability insurance and comprehension,
Comprehensive,
comprehensive insurance.
comprehensive and liability,
Well, we're gonna have full coverage.
physical damage, full coverage.
I need a copy of that.
Okay,
You already have it now? You do have that?
if you'll present to the attorney, Ms. Pollard, thank you.
It's just my copy.
Probably not. You can have this by,
Just make me a copy.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
this is all the insurance, it's showing full coverage.
I need a copy of the whole package.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
Okay,
give it to you.
okay.
Mr. Mayor, let me rephrase my motion.
We can do this.
Right.
I will make a motion that Mr. Bailey and Ms. Pollard be granted the permission to seek a permit from our planning department relative you having your LLC company, cab company, contingent upon liability, comprehensive vehicle insurance, and your CDL licenses. Because currently both of you.
Chauffeur license, a CDL is a little different.
Sorry, chauffeur license, because currently you both have only a valid operator's license, a regular operator's license. And that is my motion.
All right. The motion has been revised. It was seconded by Alderman Maroney. Are you still fine with your second? Okay. We are asking the attorney, however, to check the ordinance regarding the background checks.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman.
I know you
Irving?
hadn't gotten a vote, but I do not, this is not the procedure we've done in the past. What we've done, we've got the information. Once the background is done, and you said that that had not been done, but my recollection, it has been. The other thing I would say is that we take this under advisement until we get all the documentation in. Once we get the documentation in, then we can move forward. I have no problem because it is definitely a need. Okay, but until we get all the proper documentation as a board, I would just say at our next meeting, we come back. That will give everyone ample amount of time to get the documentation that's needed, your license, and everything else. And then we have everything in front of us to make that decision. That's my suggestion. And I'll make a motion on that. That's what we do.
You're making a motion to table?
Yeah, to table.
Motion on the table.
There is a motion to table?
No.
Well, a motion
We
to
have an open
table,
motion.
we have a motion, but a motion to table can be entertained before vote.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
want to vote
so
on
is there a
something.
second for the motion to table?
I don't want to vote on.
We're following the process. Do I have a motion?
Yes.
I have a motion to table. Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Alderwoman, your motion to
Absolutely,
table
no
dies
problem.
for lack of second.
No problem.
Any further discussion on the motion?
As I simply say.
Yes, Alderman
Let
Fraser.
me state this again. For the sake of the city and from my experience, a long time experience in dealing with this. I'm just gonna give a brief example. If we go out and get them their license and everything without a background check, if one of their drivers or something happen, you know who's gonna be on the hook?
The city.
The city of Natchez.
Yes.
So that's all I was just simply saying. So whatever the board wanna do, that's fine with me.
And we've asked the attorney to check into the legality of
I'll
that.
do so, Mr.
At this time, I'd like to call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Nay.
All opposed, nay. We have one nay. The motion carries. The ayes are in favor.
And
Mr.
again,
Bailey,
that's the
Ms.
reason why you
Pollard.
do understand what I'm saying, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you. And thank you, Chief Green. Thank you.
Gonna approve something.
At this time now, we will have our department directors' reports. Mr. Johnston, you're recognized. Good evening.
Good evening.
I provided an updated report to your respective desks earlier today, and we'll read off of it. Lighting of the Mississippi River Bridge, House Bill 1353, 2022, regular session of the legislature. Bids for the above referenced project were received until 10 o'clock a.m. today, Tuesday, May 27th. A summary of the bids are as follows, and you do see where we received 5 bids. We did have a number of pre-qualifications to allow for a bidder to submit a successful bid, but everything is listed there. Staff, in concert with consulting engineer Bulker, is requesting a motion to accept the low bid of Mississippi Valley Electric Supply to purchase the specified and approved bulbs.
So moved.
Motion has been made by Alderwoman Irving,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
This is money that we've already received, isn't it?
That's correct.
That's what okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is
Just want to make sure.
an appropriation given to us
Mhm.
by the state of Mississippi
Yes.
with the help of Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hoseman. And Lieutenant Governor Hoseman and I were texting just a little while ago. He will be very happy to know we have gotten this accomplished. I do want to make this clear before we, proceeding further. We are buying the lights. And we're buying the lights to illuminate the north side of the North Bridge and the south side of the South Bridge. This will be phase 1. Illuminating the interior is not being considered at this time due to our cost prohibitions. However, we may be able to, at a point in the very near future, consider illuminating the piers based on the budget. The next step, now that we will be purchasing the lights, is the lights will be stored, and we will then proceed with the strategy for installing the lights. And that requires more work to determine the best way for an electrician company, actually a commercial company will be required to do this. and that will be the next step. We want to thank the state of Mississippi. We want to thank Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, and we also want to thank Governor Tate Reeves for signing the bill that allowed us to proceed with this.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
could I include, I want to say that Representative Robert Johnson, I know that was one of the things that he was advocating for as well.
Yes.
So could we include him with that as well?
I would actually like to include a thank you to all of our delegation,
I know he
because
was
to a person,
advocating for it.
all of our delegation was supportive
Mhm.
of this, including our representatives and senators. We're very grateful and always grateful to Senator Johnson. Yes. Alderwoman Smith.
I was just looking at the companies. Do we know Clear Lumens? I mean, I recognize some of these.
We do know the product they are purchasing. Yes, ma'am. It has been pre-approved. Yes, through a very lengthy vetting process.
The company has.
The product has
Product
been
has.
approved.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's just
Yes,
literally
ma'am.
the product. Okay.
Okay.
There's a big
So
difference in the-
there is
difference.
there is a big difference. It
Mhm.
is. Could you reiterate why you were recommending Mississippi Valley Electric
Because the
Supply?
low bidder based on dollar value did not meet proof qualifications.
Mhm.
His
Right.
product had not been vetted and approved, nor did he visit the site, nor did he provide the required lighting status calculations.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow, thank you.
So, Mr.
For the
Mayor,
due diligence.
I understand. Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
so can that motion be amended to state that this is the lowest and best bid?
If you'd like, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, whoever
Let-
made that motion.
Let the motion be include that this is the lowest and best bid. Alderman Maroney.
My other concern with this is I think there may be a lot of questions from people, and maybe we should give some clarifications as to why we're buying lights and going to store lights and not install them for later. And that being because this money's been awarded.
I'll answer
and
that
we don't
question.
do it.
That's right. And we are under a time limit to spend this money or it goes back.
Right. And we
this has been
understand that,
a
but I think
very
the public, if anybody's
difficult process.
watching, when you're
Mhm.
reporting on this,
Yes.
I know some people are going to say, why on earth are they buying lights if they don't have any plan to put them up? It doesn't make any sense to the uninitiated.
The
and I think
cost,
it
the
would
cost of
behoove us to-
installation is very likely going to require us to go to the legislature again. And the legislature would not consider another request unless we had first spent the money to purchase the lights, do the engineering, and get all the approvals through the Army Corps of Engineers and Coast Guard. We have gotten all of that done. And so this will allow us now to go back to the legislature and request for assistance in the installation cost. It will also allow us to go to the state of Louisiana and again make a request for their participation. Very good question. Alderwoman Irving?
I just want to reiterate that as well, what he stated, because there's been a lot of conversation initially about the lights on the
Yes.
bridge over a
That's
year
a
ago.
lot of
And so there are a lot of people watching tonight, and this is truly their concern.
Yes.
This would truly be a great concern for the constituents of our community, because it was questionable earlier on. So I do agree with that. And the other piece to that, I was going to ask, what about the partnership with Louisiana as well?
We have continued to have that invitation to them. They have yet to come through with any money, but we're not giving up. I also want to state this. We get this question every once in a while. The new plan is actually a dimmer light. And part of that is with environmental concerns in mind. It also includes a dimming capability and a different schedule so that during migratory season, it can actually be turned off and not affect migratory patterns of birds, which has been proven by studies to lead to the death of a good many birds when they are thrown off course due to blinding lights. So we are very sensitive to that. And our consultant, who has worked so diligently with us at Curtis Stout, has built that into the plan, along with the support we have received from Volkert engineering.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman
these are
Hall?
not these gold dim lights that
No.
we had removed. from
These
the
are
city
LED.
streets, Are they?
These are LED, highly efficient, and they are a very nice light, but not quite as
We
bright
just
as the
replaced
bridge
them with
was.
LED lights that are bright. That's what I'm asking.
These are LED lights, and they are a good lumens. They will be a very good light. They are the ones they are of the temperature that is currently being recommended for most projects like this throughout the country. A lot has changed in this industry over the last few years. The old lights were old halogen lights. They were very expensive to operate. They were also prone to malfunction and very sensitive. These are LED lights. It's actually a row of small lights all as one in a larger fixture, and they are going to be much more efficient.
And last longer.
And I'm no lighting expert. I'm going by what the lighting experts that have been working on this for us have recommended, and this is their recommendation.
Calling the question.
The question has been called. We will proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Never give up. That's just a little word I had to throw in. We never give up. People thought it couldn't be done. Can't wait for it to happen.
Well, Mr. Mayor, it's
Johnson
going,
still has more.
it's actually beginning to happen. But
It's
again, the storage of it, and hopefully we
It's
get
beginning
more
to
funding.
happen.
Can we move on, Mr. He still has.
Mr. Johnson, I was about to say next item.
Waterproofing of rooftop ductwork at the convention center, planned by 2022 Convention Center DOB. Quote bids for the above referenced project were received until 11 o'clock a.m. today. A summary of the quote bids received are listed as follows. 3 bids received: Air Comfort Systems, Inc., Mass Heating and Cooling, Thorpe Heating and Cooling. Staff and counsel with consulting architect Lancaster Dungan is requesting motion to accept the low bid of Air Comfort Systems, Inc. to provide specified ductwork repair work.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall, seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion?
Yes. I
Alderwoman
was just
Irving?
gonna ask, the Air Comfort System Incorporated, is that a local company?
No, ma'am.
Okay, where they're from? Macomb?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Any further discussion?
Calling the question.
The question has been called. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item.
Silver Street Brick Retaining Wall Rehab Project funded by the Delta Regional Authority. We received 2 bids earlier today. They were due at 2:00 p.m. Highway Safety Solutions LLC and Thompson Tree and Springs. Staff and counsel with consulting engineer Jordan Kaiser Sessions requesting a motion to receive and take the bids under advisement.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Smith, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
And the
Mr.
final is
Johnson?
an FYI only 2025 EPA Brownfield Assessment Grant, Environmental Protective Agency. The city of Natchez recently received notice that the city was awarded a 2025 EPA Brownfield Assessment Grant, no match $500,000 to continue environmental assessment activities in and around our community, like the assessments performed with the city's 2021 assessment grant. A virtual kickoff meeting is scheduled for later this week, Thursday, with the EPA and a new awardee workshop scheduled for October in Atlanta. And I also want to point out, we were the only community in Mississippi that did receive monies during the completed cycle.
Oh, congratulations.
It's a wonderful thing, and we do celebrate it.
Are you-
I don't believe we have a motion needed for that item, but Mr. Johnson, thank you so much.
Team effort.
It is a team effort, and these funds are the funds that have allowed us to make so much progress in turning brownfields into green fields. And we're going to continue making progress and turning areas that were formerly unproductive into opportunities of new opportunity. No better example than what's happening at Tracetown right now. Mr. Johnson, anything
No,
further?
I think Ms. Irving had a question. Did
Well, I
you?
just was gonna ask, were you attending the workshop?
I do plan to, yes, in October, yes.
Okay,
And I'll bring up a request before the board before then.
okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next item, Carla Monroe. I'm so sorry. Ms. Monroe, you are recognized, our Director of the Senior Center.
Good evening,
Good
Mayor.
evening.
Good
and Board
evening.
of Aldermen and Alderwomen. I'm here today. I first want to just say thank you all for the support you have shown to the Natchez Senior Center, to our pool, to the swimmers that attend the pool, and also for helping us to find alternative measures for them at this time since we are closed. I'm here to request approval for a temporary move of the senior adult pool to the Liberty Road pool on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The scheduled time is from 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. on those days, with the same term seniors adult currently enjoy at the senior pool.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
I'd like to make a motion that the Natchez Aquatic Center temporarily be available to members of the Natchez Senior Swimming Program due to the closing of the pool at the Natchez Senior Citizen Center until repairs can be made.
Second.
I think, please let me finish my motion.
Yes, Alderwoman.
The pool will be made available on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. with the current rate being paid by participating seniors honored.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hall has made the motion. Alderman Davis has seconded that motion. And I want to thank Alderwoman Hall and Alderman Davis for their support and presence during meetings we have had to discuss this with our seniors and with Ms. Monroe and all who have been affected.
I'd like to thank Mr. Rudder too for his.
And definitely, thank you. And we're going to be taking up Mr. Rudder's in just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion on this motion? Any discussion? The question has been called. We will proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you. And now, Mr. Jody Rudder, our city inspector, you are recognized.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thanks, Jody.
Good evening, Mayor and Board.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm seeking approval to contract with Southeast Engineering for the rehabilitation of the existing indoor swimming pool at the senior center. This includes construction documents, blueprints, specifications, and bid advertisement, pre-bid conference, pre-construction meeting, submittal and shop drawing reviews, pay application review, and project closeout. The price is $25,000. Included is aquatic engineering, MEP engineering, and contract administration. What's your pleasure?
I move we take it under advisement.
A motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith to take this under advisement.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. And I agree. I think that it's a little sticker shock. We've been waiting for this, and this is our first time to see it. And I do agree that that is a very large amount considering what we are going to do. We'll have discussion on the motion. Discussion. The question has been called. We will proceed with a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Mr. Rudder, let's discuss in the morning.
All right.
Mr. Rudder, I will ask if we had any success in lining up a company we identified out of the Jackson area
For the
to
leak
perform an
detection,
assessment
I've
for
made
leak.
several calls to them and they've, we've had some conversations, but we hadn't lined up anything.
Okay,
You talking
we'll-
about for leak detection?
Yes,
Right.
let's discuss in the morning.
Okay.
All right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Just a word, we are working very hard, as we have reported at prior meetings, to address the issues at this historic pool. It has been determined that very likely this is the oldest natatorium. I learned a new word thanks to Mr. Mingo Tingle just last week. The oldest natatorium still in use in the state of Mississippi. We intend to keep this pool open, but obviously it's going to take some money to bring this very old pool up to current standards. This is a very qualified engineer, and it may be that this is the only engineer that we can consider, but we're going to do our research and see before we proceed in this direction, because we've got to be wise
Mr. Mayor.
with the money we have. Yes, Alderwoman
This is
Hall.
an agreement for professional services, so can Mr. Attorney be present on those meetings?
Oh, certainly, of course. And in fact, I was not going to want to approve it anyway without the attorney being able to approve it, and this is his first chance to see it.
I just got them today.
Just got it.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
why it's taking
That's okay.
us, and we need.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone understands that we just got it. Thank you, Mr. Rudder, for all you've done,
Thank you.
and we'll continue to work and to move forward. City official reports, Alderwoman Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, I want to thank Mr. James for being here tonight and for accepting another term on the school board. Thank you, Mr. James. Appreciate it very much. I did attend the NEC and Natchez High School baccalaureate services last Sunday, as well as Cathedral's graduation this past Friday. And Mr. James, again, I want to reiterate that you have some outstanding secondary and lower elementary scholars. So you be proud of what you all are doing in the school system. Very proud of you. I also, Ms. Smith, Lynette Smith, only received one bid for professional services relative to legal and asbestos-lead-based paint services for the Mississippi Home Corporation grant recipients. Therefore, I move that we give Ms. Smith permission to advertise again for professional services relative to legal and asbestos-lead-based paint services for the recipients of the Mississippi Home Corporation grant, which will start June 1st, 2025, the advertisement period.
Are you making that motion?
I am.
Alderwoman Hall has made the motion.
Second.
It is seconded by Alderman Davis. Discussion? We'll call for the
Mr.
question.
Mayor, I'd just like to
Yes.
add, Mrs. Smith could not be here tonight. She would have made this motion herself. But due to the inclement weather, she is blocked in due to
Yes.
down wires in the tree. That's why I'm making this for her on her behalf.
All right, thank you. We will now call for the question.
Called.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Alderwoman
That
Hall?
concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alderman Frazier?
No report.
Thank you, Alderman Frazier. Alderwoman Smith?
No report.
Thank you. Alderwoman Irving?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
Okay, I want to begin too with stating that I attended the baccalaureate service at Natchez High with Natchez High and NECA. I also attended the middle school honors program as well.
Yeah.
And I was most impressed, Mr. James, to know that our eighth graders had been preparing for the pre-ACT test. And there were over 100 and some students there, and about approximately, I counted about 65 that had made 17 on their pre-ACT. And I thought that's awesome. You know, even at the junior high level here, you hadn't even got to high school. And as it was stated, just 1 point away. So they were encouraged. They gave them cords. They gave them certificates. All this is to do what? Motivate our kids to want to do better. And I thought that was an excellent way to identify that. And then I also had the opportunity and privilege to attend the 5 p.m. graduation, Natchez Academy Options graduation. And it was awesome as well to see those students have the alternative to get a skill at our community college. I'm thinking of any choice, but that is truly an outlet that our kids have. If they're not feeling success with their state tests, then they have another option. And we're hoping that they will return back to meet the requirements for their diploma. But that is an option, and that is great because that just keeps them motivated and eager to want to move forward.
Yes.
So great job. Again, kudos to Natchez Adams County School District because it takes everyone. It takes a village. I also want to say that this morning and I think that was Sunday, thanks to many community members, we had low pressure with our water. I received lots of phone calls with it. Again, this morning I was out and about, lots of phone calls with the tree, and just so happened was taking a community member back home down East Oak Street this morning, and the tree was across the road. And when I pulled up, I was trying to bag and go up Pernell Hill, which is a one-way going the opposite way, so that I could come back out to the other portion of East Oak Street. Public Works Director had been informed as well. So he was out and he was, and I just thank the community for reaching out, giving calls and saying that a tree is down, that this is what we need, the extra ears and eyes to help us, because all the time, everyone is not aware. They don't know the numbers to call, but they will reach out to their alderpersons and inform them. And again, thank you for being the extra ears and eyes. And there was one other thing. That concludes my report.
Mr. Mayor. Yes, Alderwoman, thank you, Alderwoman. Alderwoman Smith?
Yes, she just brought to my attention something that I'd like to make a motion on. I would like to make a motion to request that Waterworks looks into the texting program to notify customers of something like this. There are so many people that didn't know.
Right.
And I mean, I've gotten a lot of calls and complaints on that. And I know it's so hard this day and time because not everybody subscribes to the paper and it's not an everyday daily paper. And, you know, if you're not on Facebook on that day, I was out of town, so I didn't even know until somebody called me Sunday. So
I second.
thank you.
All right, motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith pertaining to Natchez Waterworks, looking into texting program for for assimilation of emergency notices and information. Alderman Davis has seconded that motion. Discussion?
No, I agree with that because I got calls as early as 7 o'clock and I'm like, I didn't know, I hadn't found out yet. When I got up and used mine, cut the sync on, I'm like, okay, I see what they're saying. Okay, I agree.
Yes, Alderwoman Hall.
I totally agree as well, and I'm glad Alderwoman Smith brought that up because even our emergency management does not give us a timely warning on any of these conditions as well. So I think from our Public Works Department, that would be
That's right. That's a thought though. They could maybe utilize
Well,
that.
actually, just a little while ago, we reached out to Mr. Robert Bradford, and he agreed to send a notice out over the county's alert system that we are under a precautionary boil water notice until further notice. And hopefully we will have a very good result from the Mississippi Department of Health. I want to reiterate a couple of points. When this all was taking place early Monday morning, we were getting ready for the Memorial Day parade. But Mr. Jeff Gamberry was extremely efficient in providing me information when I asked. Also, we appreciate the Natchez Democrat for helping us get the word out so quickly, and also Michael Wilson helping us in getting this all distributed on social media. We were sharing posts right away on Monday morning. But I do want to also take an opportunity to correct some misinformation in the community. The mayor and board of aldermen do not run the water department. Many years ago, the city of Natchez leaders very wisely removed the water department from the political process. And it is its own standalone department with its own board of directors. The mayor and board of aldermen do approve the appointment of directors to that board, and also do have the approval on any rate adjustments there. Other than that, the Natchez Water Works runs their own operation. So it's a very good motion, and I do hope that they will take heed and follow up on it. Yes, Alderwoman
One more
Hall.
question. I think we need to check into the sirens as well, because with these massive storms we've had, I heard one siren Sunday.
Well, we can do that as a separate motion if you'd like, but we need to take care of this motion first. Call the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Alderwoman Irving?
I was just gonna make another comment.
Yes.
I'm just grateful. We are so blessed here, the city of Natchez,
Yes.
that we had no fatalities. I wanted to say that there's a property that is adjacent behind me, Mr. Mayor. This morning I had an appointment to see the doctor, and my appointment was 9:50 in Jackson. And of course I didn't go because of the weather. It was so bad. However, there was a tree. I felt so blessed. I heard the snap. So I went to my back door to look to see, and it's the property behind me. Huge tree, broke,
Yes.
almost to the base of the tree, but it fell toward the property. Thank God. And
Goodness.
so no one lives there, but now I have a safety issue because that's a big tree, all those limbs, and that backyard is overgrown. And so there's a safety issue that I
Please
fear
report
now.
that to code
I will.
enforcement.
I will.
All right, thank
But
you.
we're grateful as a city that there were no injuries. or
We're very
fatalities.
grateful. Alderwoman Hall, did you want to make a motion to ask the county to provide a report on the status of our
Yes, sir.
sirens?
Absolutely.
Motion has been made by Alderwoman Hall to request a report from Adams County Emergency Management on the status of our warning sirens throughout our community. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Maroney. Discussion?
I would say that we hear them on this, I think it's a Wednesday, and I want to say it's the first or second Wednesday of every month
Yes.
that they do the sirens.
Tests.
Yeah, they do the test. So it's been pretty accurate. If I'm at home, I hear them.
It'll be good to have a
It
report.
would
We
be.
need
I'm not
reports.
saying that it's not. I'm just
Right.
saying what
Yes.
the regular routine is.
Right.
Because I hear them in Louisiana as well.
Mhm.
I mean, if I'm in the classroom, we hear them.
Yes.
So
Do I have a motion, a call for the question?
Oh,
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
can I say?
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you. I'll now turn to you, Alderman Davis, for your report.
Only one thing, June 14th, fishing with the frogs at the state park. And
All
that's the end of my
right.
report.
Thank you so much. We will now ask Alderman Maroney for his report.
We very often get involved in a lot of things with city government. We've got a lot of ancillary programs that run all over the place, and we sometimes forget that our primary focus needs to be on safety, security, infrastructure, sewer, water, police, fire, streets, that sort of thing. We get real involved with a lot of other things, and sometimes we're reminded when we have water system issues or we have power lines down, that sort of things. We're kind of reminded of what's really important when we have shootings or something the police have to come take care of, or a fire, big fire somewhere. We're reminded of our base level functions as city government. And I just wanted to take a minute today. The past few days have given us several examples of how critical those infrastructure departments are. Waterworks did a great job the other day. I mean, they took a direct lightning strike to the pumps, and they had water going again pretty quick. I think they responded really well. I just wanted to commend them on that. Public Works has had a hell of a day today. I know they were busy, and they really work hard, and they do a good job of getting things clear. I had a good discussion this afternoon with Tim Runnels at Entergy, and of course, they're not part of city government, but they provide very critical infrastructure for all of us. and they were very responsive today. You know, they have to prioritize things. My electricity didn't come back on until like 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon. But I was in a very small section of an outage, so there weren't that many customers affected. They, of course, have to prioritize the largest places near the hospital, things like that. So it's difficult sometimes when your power is late getting on. There are reasons for it. But they're very responsive. I had a good conversation with Tim. He was sending somebody to check on the particular issue that I was asking about. And I just wanted to say thank you to all those folks that, you know, when the chips are down, they respond and they do a good job. So thanks
Thank
to
you.
everybody involved.
Thank you, Alderman.
And that's
Thank
it
you.
for me.
Alderwoman Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This brings to mind another issue. Just reminding the citizens that the limb truck will be coming by at scheduled times, but I thought we might want to, as a favor, ask Meridian to help us with any other, if they're going by
Certainly.
some limbs that are just in the roadway.
Certainly.
They could help us by
Okay.
helping Public Works.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy for them in the
It
next,
is, it is.
Yeah.
the next
It
few
is.
weeks, and we want to clean it up as quickly as possible. Maybe
Okay.
they could help us.
Well,
All right.
Alderwoman,
Yes,
Smith, do you mind me
Alderwoman
adding, that when they are putting the debris out there, remember their dimensions, 4 feet long, we need to keep that in mind as well. Because I do see a lot of them that are extended longer.
Yeah, if you put
So,
something out, put out
put out-
something that they can actually get.
pick up,
Right.
exactly. So the dimensions need to be there, 4 feet,
Okay.
8 inches in diameter,
Thank you.
those kinds of things need to be considered.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will get that word across.
Mayor?
Yes, Alderwoman Hall?
I'd just like to mention why Mr. James is still here before you leave. When Alderwoman Irving was talking about the ACT prep for the 8th graders, just for, I know you also have your secondary students, and some of them have the 30 and over ACT scores. Just as maybe a friendly challenge to you, Cathedral has an entire section, wall on a corridor with 30 and over on the ACT. So maybe you all can get this challenge going, because there are some outstanding scholars in this community that we don't hear of. And I know you all have some outstanding scholars. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'll now recognize our city clerk, our deputy city clerk, Ms. Bell, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's only 2 items on the agenda today. The first one will be request for approval of the mini docket.
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made by Alderwoman Smith to approve the mini docket, seconded by Alderwoman Hall. We'll have discussion. Any questions about the mini docket? We'll call for the question. We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Second request is for approval of the 2nd May 2025 claims docket.
What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderwoman Hall,
Second.
seconded by Alderwoman Smith. Discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Alderwoman Irving.
Mr. Mayor, I want to ask, I see we have been registered, and I'm asking because I don't recall what our city clerk had said. But I was trying to see, I see we've been registered for MML.
Yes.
What's our responsibility for, she said it was something we had to individually do. Can you share that information? So our hotels.
So you can register. You've already, you have your hotel,
Okay,
but I'll send you the link to register for MML, the conference.
So go on.
repeat that. I didn't hear you. Say that again, please.
I'll send you the link to
Yes.
register.
Okay, link to register. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Ms. Patterson.
You're welcome.
We now will have the city attorney's report.
No report, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Attorney. I do have a couple items on my report. We have already said so many thank yous. I want to say a thank you to MDOT. They were on the job very early this morning out on J.R. Junkin. We're very grateful to them. I also want to give a thanks to our police chief and our Natchez Police Department. Police Chief Cal Green has kept me informed today on their work to apprehend a suspected escapee from the New Orleans area. who may have been cited here in Natchez. We want to thank also Sheriff Patton for assisting in this, and also Sheriff David Hedrick from Concordia Parish. Sheriff Hedrick actually called me today FaceTimed me from the helicopter. That was a little new, and we appreciate that. I also have another item I want to just share with everyone. I want to ask for everyone's patience with our Public Works Department. Imagine a storm coming through, as we have just had, and leaving all of the debris for you to clean up in your yard. Well, we're all facing that right now. But imagine now that being Public Works, and they're having to do that across the whole city. Also, with the tremendous amount of rain we've been having, and more rain in the forecast, we really ask for everyone's patience, because it will be very hard for our Public Works and even our private contractors to keep up with the grass. The grass is going to be growing. It already has been growing very high in places. We're doing our best. Also, we depend on inmates, state inmates, to help us in maintaining our city, especially during this season. They're invaluable when it comes to cutting grass, and also in keeping our trash cans empty, keeping the beautiful hanging baskets watered, and so on. And we have, since 2020, since COVID, been struggling to keep a full supply of these inmates. Just recently, our supply has hit an all-time low, and we are only getting 4 inmates a day from Woodville. There's a time we used to get 12 a day. So imagine how that handicaps us as a city, so dependent upon inmate labor to assist us. Today, I reached out to the governor's office for help. Immediately, I had a call returned from one of the governor's staff members, and the governor's staff and chief of staff, just as recently as 15 minutes before I came to this meeting, have pledged their help in getting better response from the Mississippi Department of Corrections. We are looking at various options. Some may be more long-term, but we're looking at everything. Also, we are working and having conversation with local law enforcement agencies outside of Adams County to see if we can get inmates for work programs that way. And so while we are working on this, we ask everyone to please be patient. It is very hard to keep a city this large looking its best when we're having so many storms and when we also are having such a shortage of inmates. I think personally that it is a very good thing for an individual who is incarcerated to be able to get outside work experience and to just get outside in general. It's a very good program, and I hope the state of Mississippi will help us to keep this program going. I do need to ask for approval on a couple travel items. One was kind of a late notice opportunity last Wednesday to be in attendance at the ribbon cutting at the Gulf Shores International Airport, which last Wednesday restored commercial service, large-scale commercial service for the first time in 20 years with the arrival of a Allegiant plane. I had the opportunity to be there with our airport consultant, Jeremiah Gerald, and to be there to meet with team members and executives of Allegiant Air. This is very important as we continue working on our strategy to restore air service to Natchez.
So moved.
I left last Tuesday and returned Tuesday evening and returned last Wednesday evening. Alderman Davis has made the motion to retroactively approve that travel. Alderwoman Irving has seconded that motion. We will have discussion. I do want you to know, had a very good couple meetings with the new county administrator to make sure she was aware fully of my involvement in the process, and also several of the supervisors. And so we are working together. However, I'm more in the background, but I do need this approval. We'll call for the question.
Oh,
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. The second one is quite something when a United States Senator invites you to something. And Senator Wicker last year invited me to a very special event in Oxford, during which he would be honored. I've actually had this invitation twice now, last year and this year. Senator Wicker extended this invitation to me in person during our meeting in January. I have pushed it down the line. I was recently reminded that my presence is desired at an event in Oxford. It is a music symposium honoring Senator Wicker, and there will be other state government officials in attendance. And our United States Senator has a lot of mayors he could invite. I'm very grateful he has invited me. They have quite a schedule planned. I plan to stay at the cheaper lodging alternative, and I have found one in Oxford, believe it or not, because Oxford can be an expensive place to travel. The dates are Friday, Saturday, June 6th and 7th, returning on that Sunday.
so moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Maroney, seconded by Alderwoman Irving. Discussion? We'll call for the question.
Call.
We'll proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. I'm sorry for the last minute notice. I was actually not going to go, but you can't tell a senator no.
Well, he comes here, Mr. Mayor.
And
He does come here. He's
he
been here.
does so much for us.
Stay on his good side.
And actually, we had a very good conversation with our lobbyists today, and also with David Bowman, with Neil Schaefer. I will end with this, pass along this. There were 3,000 raised grant applicants. Due to staffing shortages at the Department of Transportation, due to DOJ layoffs, they have really struggled to get the final approvals of these applications. To date, they have approved 300 of the 3,000. We are now in that 2,600. However, it is looking better and better that our project for our Forks of Freedom infrastructure improvement is going to be looked upon very favorably. And that is another reason I'm going to Oxford. So just so you know, we may end up having a few items adjusted or revised. The ones that have been approved so far, they are not as keen on the green technology components such as charging stations and whatnot. Ours does not have any of that. Ours does have some pavers that have more of an environmental component in some of the improvements. Very likely that will have to be revised. That will actually reduce the cost of the plan. We will have final word on this soon. We'll know a little more after I go to Oxford in a couple of weeks.
Good luck.
I know I'll need it, and prayers too.
You're gonna need it.
Alderman Frazier, with all that said, would you like to offer the motion to adjourn
Mr.
tonight?
Mayor, before you make that motion,
Alderwoman Hall, yes.
I'd like to thank little Renee Slover for a thank you note sent to me by she and her classmates, thanking me for the service to our community as Alderwoman Ward 1.
Oh, that's Reen.
Renee-
Thank you,
Renee
Ms. Hall.
Slover.
That's Reen.
Reen.
Reen is Scott Slover's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, wow. How about that? Oh, I'm so sorry. If you're not on the agenda,
I was going to apologize because I didn't know what the requirement was.
yes.
I have been asking, and yesterday got a report from out of town.
Yeah.
Nobody here know anything. So I Googled yesterday, and it said, I just see the time and the place, and I just came on. I said, well, when I go, I'll learn for myself.
I'll come visit with you in just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I'll be right there. At this time, Alderman Frazier, you want to make that motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion first. I want to wish everybody a safe and happy summer. This time of year, we do have a lot of tragedy going on.
Yes.
These college students getting out, but I wish everybody have a safe and happy summer. I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn this meeting until we meet again.
Second. Alderman Frazier has made that motion. It has been seconded by Alderman Davis. I do want to make a comment. Alderman Frazier, Alderman Davis, happy Memorial Day.
Thank you.
We had a fantastic parade experience yesterday. One of the very oldest in the nation. And I just wanted to take this moment to thank you for your service. Also, I want to thank Alderman Frazier, Alderwoman Irving for bringing information forward tonight on the need for us to have background checks. We are going to have our attorney fully investigate that before any paperwork is granted.
I just simply have to say this, Mr. Mayor. Being a longtime police officer, on anything that we do, we did a background check on people.
Thanks.
And let's just say, if you're gonna run a cab service, if my mother or somebody get in that car, I like to know who she get in the car with.
Understand.
Absolutely.
Understand. I want to thank you for that. Well, with that said, all in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. I'm coming to see you right now. I do want to make this announcement that, as is our custom, our first meeting in June will be held at NAPAC. That will be the second Tuesday. I believe that is on the 10th of June. Just making that motion. Thank you so much.